me to the moot point. You know, one of our reporters recently, last week, asked Mamata Banerjee's, a tough question on why people were being killed in Birbhum. Party workers turned around and called our reporter a CPM agent.
True.
You know, that...
But all politicians hide behind some kind of a feeble excuse. It's not credible when you guys come on national television and talk rubbish, where it's not sustainable as an argument. What do you think your public thinks? You must understand that, when you turn around and make irresponsible statements about what politicians should do and what reporters should do and what they shouldn't do and how to teach them their job, there's a huge public sitting there and watching and saying yay or nay. You all don't seem to care about anything. Once you come into power, 5 years you're sitting on a seat, you don't care about what anybody thinks. You think that public memory is that short. It is up to the media to make sure that public memory is not short. That they're constantly reminded and revisit places. If media had not done the Jessica Lal, due diligence, it would have never been reopened.
Yeah, point is taken. Meenakshi, yes, Meenakshi wants to respond. Go ahead, Meenakshi.
What I'm saying is I am in complete agreement with all that is being spoken. But what I am questioning is there are journalists who work as stooges of the political party.
But come on,
There are people who are doing license deals and other things. Why aren't you showing and playing those stories?
1 second. What are we talking about tonight?
I'm questioning those negative aspects. I'm not saying...
No, I know you're not happy when somebody reports on Gujarat.
I'm saying media is doing...
Tonight we are not talking about how the media should cover Gujarat.
Because then I'll tell you what is my unhappiness about it.
Tonight we are asking...
You made a person who has changed... Allow me to speak then. You have made Zakia Zafari a household name.
Oh, come on.
Whereas this lady has changed her statement couple of times. How many Hindus have died? Not one story being played. Even Hindus have suffered. You are making it to be a case where only Muslims have suffered.
Beat them up.
That is biased reporting.
So beat up the journalists. By your logic, beat up the journalists.
I'm not saying you're not doing a good job. I'm saying you're doing a good job. Make it wonderful, make it unbiased.
Beat them up.
Where you are not doing that.
Beat them up. Teach them a lesson. That seems to be the response.
Krishna Prasad. Nobody has a right to beat up anybody. Nobody has a right to beat up anybody, but all I'm saying is
Sohel.
And you also need a correction. Please.
This is no 1 minute.
Is a lawyer.
In your system too. You correct everybody, which is fine.
People who are covering,
but you need to correct yourself too.
Meenakshi, listen.
As well say.
Go on, sir.
Meenakshi is a lawyer first and a politician later, I hope. So let me destroy that argument for forever.
Yes, absolutely.
The fact that Meenakshi can raise a point of order in a panel discussion on television such as this evening means that the media is willing to listen to an alternate argument. Is the politician willing to? No. How does the politician behave? The politician behaves with hooliganism of the highest order. The politician believes it is his birthright to rule without accountability.
Yes.
The politician believes it is his right to loot public money without being answerable. The media is playing the role of policeman and inquisitor as it should, because other institutions other than the courts have completely failed the system.
I'm with you on that.
So why should we as a public body or as general citizens of this country repose our faith in the very politicians? Prahlad talked about the fact that these guys don't even listen to national news programs. They are not part of India. They are part of their own cliques. They are part of their own ruling coteries. Their hangers-on tell them what is right and what is wrong. Morality has not been virtuous for them for a long time. I think the media must play its role. You will be shown the finger. I'm surprised, Arnab, that you still haven't been beaten up. I hope that never happens. But this is the reality. You see offices being vandalized, television channel stations being vandalized. Is this the kind of response from intelligent people who are supposed to run a country of 1.1 billion people?
Why should
the tragedy is we allow these Johnnies to get away time after time.
Krishna's also faced threats. We all face threats. We all face this situation. Krishna, please go ahead. Krishna, please.
No, I don't know if it's 10 o'clock, 3 minutes and 20 seconds. I don't know whether Miss Meenakshi Lekhi is a smoker. And whatever she smokes, I would like to smoke tonight.
Well, I'm not.
And for the simple reason, I don't know from which planet she's coming from. I really don't know which planet she's coming from.
Your planet.
I don't know whether she can recognize a middle finger from plain, straightforward crime. You know, she must know what's happened in Bangalore this morning. What's happened in Bangalore this morning is not about Zaki Ansari.
You know what
it's
happened
not
in
about
listen to him, ma'am. Listen to him. Listen to him.
What's happened in Bangalore is straightforward crime, which the cops of Bangalore, which the government of Bangalore, which the government of Karnataka, which is the BJP government, has willfully, deliberately, and clearly ignored. You know, and what is she talking about? I mean, I think they're just chasing the wrong end of the stick here. I mean, we can talk endlessly about whether the media is doing the right job or the wrong job. I think the safest finger so far today is the middle finger. What's happened in Bangalore is not about the middle finger. What's happened in Bangalore is much worse, much more dangerous than what Miss Meenakshi Lekhi, wherever she's sitting, can imagine. And this is not what the media is supposed to go through. The media has done a fantastic job with all its faults. But the sheer simple point is that we need to be able to recognize the middle finger.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Meenakshi Lekhi.
You know, the media is doing its job in covering Porngate or whatever else that Miss Lekhi is concerned about. The issue is here about
1 minute, ma'am. Please listen.
Television journalists, beating print journalists, destroying Obi-Wans. I mean, what kind of stuff are we talking about? You know, Miss Lekhi belongs to the BJP. Mr. Advani goes around talking still 35 years later about media having crawled when it was just asked to bend.
Exactly,
what is he talking about Bangalore and Karnataka and the BJP government there?
Exactly.
This is plain, straightforward shit.
Exactly.
May I also come in here?
Yeah, go on, please listen. No, let the journalist speak.
Party or any government.
1 minute, Meenakshi Lekhi.
Yeah. Miss Lekhi,
let him speak.
You've got to hear some four-letter words.
The basic principle of democracy is that when you have had a lot of time to state your piece, you must have the patience to listen to others. And if you listen to us, you'll have a more balanced view of journalists. May I say that indeed there are black sheep amongst us, like there are black sheep amongst lawyers. May I remind you that we have no section of the media has reported what happened in the Supreme Court Bar Association meeting some weeks back, consequent to a Supreme Court order, where there was a distinction was sought to be made by the Supreme Court order between practicing members and non-practicing members. You know what happened there, and that hooliganism has not been reported because that was behind closed doors. Because the people who were the receiving end of that hooliganism were reputed lawyers appointed by the Supreme Court in a 3-member committee to make that distinction between practicing and non-practicing lawyers of the Supreme Court Bar Association. Now what you see today is on the streets, the lawyers who are expected to defend me against violation of law are taking the law in their own hands. They're making a mincemeat of it. Are you going to defend that? Miss Lekhi, you are not just BJP.
No, I'm
you're
not.
an adequate yourself. You are, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be personal, but you are the daughter-in-law of a very well-known, renowned lawyer of this country. Your husband is a very, very well-known, renowned lawyer in this country. Why do you have to take this position? It is indefensible. You are defending the indefensible. Like you defend the indefensible, what happened in Gujarat, you are defending the indefensible.
One second,
why do you do this?
Meenakshi, before you come in,
just take it back.
Miss Lekhi, why do you want to lose every case that you take up in popular perception?
The only question tonight is this. Simple question. I want to show the pictures. 1 second, Meenakshi. It's not about you. You see the pictures of what happened in Bangalore. And the police were mute spectators. Now, why should I and the people of this country not connect the dots and say the journalists are being beaten up for exposing Porngate? The journalists are being beaten up for asking questions about the mining scandal. The journalists are being thrashed and the police is doing nothing about it because they caught 3 ministers watching pornography in the assembly. And therefore, this is a pre-planned, deliberate attack. Why can't that question be asked? When that question is asked, Meenakshi Lekhi, why are you so much on the defensive? Why can't you say that, yes, there is a possibility there and we should investigate it?
I'm not on the defensive. I am saying, I am in complete agreement with what Mr. Vinod Sharma has said, and all I'm saying is there are black sheep everywhere. Unfortunately, the black sheep in media don't get exposed. Please expose your own kids.
Tonight I'm asking you about...
As you are exposing everybody else.
1 second.
What are you saying?
Suhel Seth.
What is she talking about?
Suhel.
From which planet is she coming from?
What? You don't have such people?
Tell me, I want to ask Meenakshi, and not just Meenakshi. Meenakshi is only symptomatic of a larger malaise. The question that I want to pose to Meenakshi is, do you think we will be a more reformed political system if you blame the media?
If you beat the
media? Or if you point fault with the media?
Yeah.
I think it's not about the media versus the politician.
No.
It is the fact that people in public life have the right to be accountable to the people who seemingly voted them to power. That is the logical reality. So everyone, media and citizen alike, have every goddamn right to question you, and you have no right to show your middle finger or your index finger or whatever the hell you want to show.
Absolutely.
You cannot indulge in hooliganism, you can't beat up people, you can't show your power which has been rudely obtained in order to prove an unseeming point. That, Meenakshi, is the reality.
No, if
we don't grudge you your power, we don't grudge you your BJP or the Congress or the BHP. But the fact is, someone's got to be accountable. And you'll have
I want to come in on a point here where you will find that unscrupulous politicians use media to use it as a platform, and media falls into that trap a lot of times. Look at Ram Sene. Look at MNS, what you call beating up all the North Indians in
Prahlad Kakkar, you know, that man showed us the finger, right? We're not giving that man a platform. Because we are not giving him a platform, he's showing the finger. But he's not showing the finger at the media. I don't think his son is showing the finger at Times Now. He's showing the finger at the entire country.
Yes.
I give a damn, he says. Catch me if you can.
He says, what he says is, do what you want, I'll get you.
You got a better story.
Arnab,
you got a better story. The guy showing you the finger. That makes for a great visual. That shows the man for his character.
For his character.
Had you gotten an interview with him, he would have launched into a long, meandering discourse, monologue, which would have made no sense,
Yeah.
I know that gentleman who showed you the finger. His father I know pretty well. He's not a very erudite politician like most politicians. And sometimes I feel that even when erudite lawyers join politics, they cease to be erudite, I'm not making a specific reference to anyone, but it's a fact.
Krishna Prasad.
As you have seen the demonstration of this program.
Absolutely.
I think the middle
Krishna Prasad.
It stretches from lawyers to cricketers.
Party, they lose their erudition too. That's the point.
Krishna Prasad. Let's not let it personal. Krishna Prasad. Krishna Prasad wants to have a word in tonight, and I don't think the people of this country. I don't think. No, one second. Let's not make it between
Meenakshi wants to break up.
No, one second.
You must let us speak now.
No, question tonight is one second. Question tonight is simply, Meenakshi, 1 minute. The people of this country, Meenakshi, please listen. Please listen. Please listen. Please listen, Meenakshi. Please listen, Meenakshi. Mamata Banerjee's nephew slaps a politician, right? A policeman, okay? He won't touch a politician.
No, cop.
So what is it? Kripa Shankar's son shows the middle finger. The Mumbai police can't find Kripa Shankar Singh, right? All of this has happened. Overall tonight, and journalists have been thrashed, living daylights out of them in Bangalore. I don't think the people of this country are foolish enough not to see the science there and connect the dots. They'll see the sign, connect the dots, and they'll come to their conclusion. I don't think they'll be silent today if the media has made a non-stop target in the way that it's becoming of late. Krishna Prasad, your final thoughts tonight on the big debate. Krishna.
I think Arnab, the middle finger salute is something we should live with. I think it's all right if we are shown the middle finger by cricketers or by politicians or by anybody else. I think what you're looking at is violence of an order which is really unexceptionable, and I think should not be pardoned. At the same time, I don't think this is such a very simple issue. I think there's a growing cynicism about the media, not just among politicians, not just among judges or lawyers or whoever else. I think there's a general cynicism, and I think that's the kind of cynicism that you're seeing largely as a fallout of the BJP regime. And it's been spread even more so by the current press council chairman, who's gone out of his way to sue, to sow thoughts about journalists, about their intellect, about their duties and responsibilities and so on and so forth. I think what you're seeing is a larger cynicism about the media, and I think it's pretty dangerous simply because I think you cannot ignore the fact that the media, for all its faults, has been doing a fantastic job, whether it's the scams or whether it's anything else.
Totally.
But the simple point is that I think the BJP is beating around the wrong bush in Bangalore, and I think they need to have better fish to fry very soon.
Well, absolutely. Well, Krishna Prasad, Suhel Seth, Vinod Sharma, Meenakshi Lekhi, Prahlad, Kakkar and B Mahesh tonight on a night when the media is once again the target. Well, I would only like to say one thing at the end. I'm not worried that that man who's amassed so much wealth is showing us the middle finger. I would be more worried if his father were to choose Times Now to give an exclusive interview. That would get me really worried. It doesn't worry me that his son shows us the finger. That means we are doing our job. Thank you very much for joining me on the News Hour tonight.